For those of you who might not have been aware, there was a election yesterday in New York State. They do a bunch of like primaries, I guess, for various positions, including the mayor of New York, but they also did, for example, the mayor of Buffalo, uh, which is one of the other victories that we're going to talk about today. But the weird thing about this election in New York is that this is the first time they're doing I can't remember what they call it. We had the same thing here in London our last municipal election. It's where they like stagger the votes and like whoever comes in last place, they redistribute those people's second choice. Oh, ranked balloting, that's what it's called. You so say you when you vote for someone, you're not just voting for one person. You vote for like your top 4 candidates. So then what they do is once they tabulate the first round of the election results, who's everyone's first like number 1 vote, they then eliminate who came in last place and then redistribute their votes to the other people. And so that's the first we had that in our municipal election. Uh, the last time we voted, which was in 2018 here in London, Ontario, and we were the only city within Ontario that had that sort of structure. New York did that for their mayoral race this time around as well. Now, so that being said, we're going to talk about a loser in that election because he's already conceded, but we actually don't know who the winner is yet because all the votes have yet to be distributed. So this person that we're going to talk about lost so bad that even in the first round, they've already conceded that they've lost. I felt like you were going to say something. I heard your mic pick up.
Oh, I was just gonna say that our wonderful, lovely, freedom-loving Premier Doug Ford got rid of our ranked voting municipally.
It is ironic that here's I don't know how you feel about this, Viano. I'm always conflicted with electoralism being a rally point, in that a lot of people think if we just change the electoral system, somehow it'll work out in our favor. When I personally think our energies should be spent in actually getting people to come out and vote for the candidates that we care about and not mess around with the electoral system. In part because, like, when you look at the London city election, it still was widely conservative, and everything that played out, I mean, like, almost everyone who won in the first round won in the end, with all the votes being distributed. Now it could work out otherwise.
Yeah. No, I genuinely don't even remember like
Yeah.
who else was running. Like I don't know if anybody else was running for like counselor in my riding.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck the municipal thing is called.
No, it's ward.
Ward. Yes, I am a ward of the City of London.
Yeah, my ward counselor.
And
The thing is, I liked my ward counselor, and the one person that I campaigned for won, and now she's a liberal. So not too happy about that. But I mean, she's a nice person. No knocks on her.
did she resign from City Council already?
I don't know if they have to resign or if it's like you run and then if you lose, like you could stay city councilor, but if you win, you have to leave. I don't know what the rules are there. I also
I
think,
thought she announced she was stepping down, but I'm not sure.
yeah, I don't know either because I guess it's hard to run a campaign if, but then the flip side of that is we don't know when the next election is to do that. LOL. What are you owning? Are you owning the fact that we had our rank choice taken away from us, or are you owning us
No,
because the candidate I voted for became
Ariel
liberal?
became she liberal. Yeah.
I would like, in fairness, listen. Ariel Keabaga, she's my counselor, or was. I haven't checked in on her status recently. She is still a decent human being, and on city council was probably the most left voice that we had to deal with a lot of racial discrimination. And so, in that, I have full sympathy for her, and also think that in terms of our city council and in terms of representing me on city council, she did a great job. And I've communicated with her plenty of times my disdain for the Liberal Party. She does not hold that, and I worry just as I generally worry about anyone who shifts more to the right. And so, I don't know. I hope
Oh,
my hope is that she realizes that they're all two-faced and not a good place to be. But my guess is she's going to go in line with everyone else, because that's what happens in liberalism. I don't
okay.
know.
So she hasn't got the nomination officially yet.
Okay.
Um,
So she's okay. I know. I thought she already did get the nomination officially. I saw her like stating that, but like maybe I'm missing something.
in or she hasn't updated her Twitter file
Yeah.
or Twitter profile.
Well, so when in terms of liberal apologism, I feel like there's just, I don't know how to put it. Like there's a lot of people in our country, for whatever reason, they think the liberals are somewhat progressive, and so they find that appealing. And like, like way back in the Sargon days, right? You had like Justin Trudeau come out saying like his cabinet was 50-50 female to male representation, and when questioned about it, was like, it's 2015, like of course we have 50-50 gender representation. And all the right wingers like went absolutely nuts about this. So they have this like veneer of progressivism that I think appeals to a lot of people who care about progressive issues. The only thing that I constantly point out to them is when, and we'll get to it when we talk in the next story about this shit, but you get like uh they wait to the last minute to do this shit, or they don't do it at all, and yet still get to posture and pretend like they're progressives. And it's so fucking frustrating that lots of people just eat it up. They just eat it up like it's true, and then think that there's so much more progressives. And then in what I'm going to cover in a bit, they then try to claim that the NDP is like secretly working with the conservatives or some bullshit, which is fantastic. The NDP being the more left wing party that we have. And I know a lot of people quibble about whether they are in fact left or not. But I'll just say, in the whole entirety of our electoral politics, the NDP is the most left out of all of them. But the thing I wanted to cover with the New York election in particular is in relation, I think, to things that are happening in Canada, and why you should be motivated to deal with your own municipal politics, which tends, in Ontario at least, to slant towards conservatives, sadly. Even our mayor used to be a part of the Conservative Party of Canada. And I just want to show you this segment, which is Andrew Yang at one of the debates. And Andrew Yang was the person that I was like vaguely talking about before, who conceded, got a big L, and who just thought that somehow, that because he ran in a Democratic presidential primary, that somehow he could just waltz in here and run for a mayoralty. And the thing that really annoys me here is like, he's just a fucking tech like millionaire who thinks he could just like start telling people how to live their fucking lives, and in ways that are super disgusting. And this just highlights, I think a lot of people put this veneer on Yang, that he's this kind, nice, decent human being, and just watch this fucking clip and how disgusting it is. And I hope that like I didn't bias the framing too much, but let's hear what Yang has to say here.
This question is so important because the fact is mentally ill, homeless men are changing the character of our neighborhoods. A woman my wife Evelyn is friends with in her mom group in Hell's Kitchen was punched in the face by a mentally ill man. Sent a picture of her bruised face around the mom group, spread like wildfire. This is happening in New York City, and we're not talking enough about it. Families are leaving as a result. In East Harlem, the neighborhood has been changed. Upper West Side, the neighborhood has been changed. We owe our people and our families better than this, and I'm frustrated by the political nature of these responses. I mean, we're not talking about housing affordability. We're talking about the hundreds of mentally ill people we all see around us every day on the streets and the subways. We need to get them off of our streets and our subways into a better environment. And when you ask what I'm going to do differently, I'm going to rebuild the stock of psych beds in our city, because the number's gone down 14%. It should be going up 100% until there are resources necessary for anyone who's mentally ill to not be on our streets. It's not right for them. It's not right for our city. There will be no recovery until we resolve this. I will fix this, New York.
Thank you, Mr.
That is the rant of a deranged human being. Deranged in terms of their disgusting political outlook here, which is that, I mean, notice like some of the bizarre things he said there, like we'll just institutionalize people on cots until we get the resources to treat them. Aside from the fact of like trying to claim that like mentally ill people are just walking around punching people in the face randomly, as if like that's what mental illness is. Like it's ableist. It's not like, this is a question on housing costs. This is on housing. And his go-to is to say we don't have a problem with housing costs. Our problem is that there's mentally ill homeless people walking around punching people in the face. So he lost. And good. He can go fuck himself. But like, why was he able to buy himself a seat into like the media just takes this guy so fucking seriously when he is utterly disgusting and politically, I don't know, inept?
I hope somebody punches him in the face. It'd be very funny.
Yes. And I hope, especially if that person is completely mentally well and made a sane decision to just punch him in the face. Because that would be very of sound mind, I think. Punch Yang in the dick.
I mean, I don't care who does it, what their, mental state is, or relationship to neurodivergence. Like,
I just went for full
I want
irony.
him clocked in the face, and I want the person to get away with it. That's the important part.
Yeah, we can have one of those like Richard Spencer type videos. Yeah, I feel it.
Exactly. That'd be so satisfying.
I just like, when I saw this clip, just like my jaw dropped. In part because like it's almost like he showed me who he truly was when I knew it all along. You know what I mean? I feel like he's been hiding this veneer the entire time, just pretending to be this nice dude. And like these are his viewpoints. He's a rich yuppie, you know? I'm like tired of these people. The rich should go away. And speaking of which, so now we'll get to the good news. Which is that yeah, some other person who also sucks responded to him, but we don't have to get to it. I want to talk about India Walton, who, I mean, let's show this clip first, I think.
Thank you.
Can you share your screen with me in Discord, please?
Yeah, I'll do that. One second, let me find that right.
I have a long.
This one? There we are. All right. Now I'll share the screen. So India Walton, for those of you who don't know, has won the election for mayor of Buffalo. And
Not the election for mayor, the primary.
right, but here's the thing.
Democratic candidate.
The Democrats always win mayor in Buffalo. It's very unlikely that she will lose the general. So that's why they're already reporting that she's mayor of Buffalo, basically. All the reporting I've seen has pretty much said that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with the New York City mayoral candidacy election that we just watched, right? Whoever wins that is pretty much going to be mayor of New York.
Is Giuliani a Democrat?
No, but this has been since Giuliani. So you look at
Oh, okay.
who Cuomo? No, Governor, not Cuomo, Mayor De Blasio, and I think the idiot beforehand, who's now a Republican. I think he ran as a Democrat. Can't remember his name. Rich person who got in the Democratic race as well. Why can't I remember his name? Bloomberg.
Is that him?
Bloomberg, yes.
Hmm.
I think polling wise, I can't remember the details, but they were looking at polls. It's pretty much there's no Republican that will compete on that level in New York City right now. And part of that is like I think also how much there's been a demographic shift within New York as well. But yeah, India Walton, endorsed by almost all progressive people in America, and also endorsed and supported by DSA, Democratic Socialists of America. And I wanted to celebrate such a great victory in terms of what this means. Like this is the kind of signaling we need in power right now. So I just wanted to play some of her victory speech, which is fucking fantastic. Just for the good vibes, of the segment.
All that we are doing in this moment is claiming what is rightfully ours. We are the workers. We are the workers. We do the work. And we deserve a government that works with and for us.
Incredible. Fucking love that energy. But there's one more clip that's a little bit longer that I will also show you.
Victory is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This victory is ours. And it is the first of many. If you are in an elected office right now, you are being put on notice. We are coming.
Yes.
Tell me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
Tell me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
Tell me.
I will say too, you never see these kind of crowds for like shitty people winning. This is the kind of crowds you get when people who speak for the people win seats. I love it. I love it.
Hello, my rebels. Hello, my rebels. I'm a good boy. I'm a weirdo.